Hey, I was just going through my Planero code. Uh, Recording good. I was just going through my Planero code and it's a fun read. So basically, I started with the Planero. I started writing it about 4 months ago. I had some initial files that were, and the initial project, front-end project, was exported from Figma AI. So I got actually down, I've actually generated this thing with Figma AI. You've got this make function that will actually create a project with Tailwind and with shadcn. I don't know if we can change it. I don't think I have it here. I think it's not in my history, but basically you would get that kind of project, and then you could just with your AI you could interact with it and change it according to your needs. Maybe I should have used this one. Looks so good, so pretty. What a pity I didn't reuse theirs. So basically you get that kind of thing, and then what you can do, you can just export it into React project, and then you bring it into your GitHub and do all the normal stuff. I started with that project. Maybe this is mine? No, I don't think so. And so initially you start with this kind of project. It gives you a normal structure like I have here. So I brought this structure into my project like that. This is my front-end project, and my backend I started initially writing myself. So my backend is written with Python and Django. Django is a framework for web development on the backend, and my initial stuff was, I mostly wrote some models, and I wrote some utils and views and everything that according to how normally people would write with Django. I would try to stick to their convention and keep it that way. And then I gave it to my AI to actually expand it. And I was looking today through that code, and I think the code. So let's start with, for example, this model. So this is my backend model of data. This connects to my database, and based on that, it knows how to actually interpret that data. And for example, let's start. So this is the first file. This is first field ID. It's using some sort of models from Django. That's standard how you write with Django. This is UUID. So this is just a unique value, and there are some properties. So that's how it does it. We actually define a value within this class and a property within this class. Then we take this function from Django and define something more. So we actually set this value, and then we assign some sort of type from Django. And this is, most of it is initially written by me. So this is how I like it. So I liked it. And I think maybe this method might be written by me or by AI. I think, or maybe partly, 50-50. And then AI has created, I think that was created by AI. So my user has been created by AI. And then, I think actually, if you look, it looks quite similar to what I wrote initially. And this is according to to Django specification. So this is nothing that would be unusual. So if we look at those two classes, they look very similar. And this one has more methods here. So we will deal with that in a minute. But in terms of how it's written, I don't really see that much difference. And that's what we expect. AI should take the best practices of the given library and apply them to our code. So this part looks good. This part looks good. And I must say, I'm not the most experienced guy on the backend. I'm not really an expert in Django. I just learned a bit of it and then applied it. I wrote it here. I think it's standard for Django. Seems to be working correctly. It was tested as well, and it seemed to behave quite correctly as well. So I think when we look at this code, what I wrote and what AI wrote is fairly close. The file is a huge file, I must say, so I'm not going to go through all of it. There are some stuff about payments. I hope this part is the best. There are some subscription stuff, some subscription plans. As we can see, business model was initially written by me. So this part was probably written by me, or maybe mostly written by me. And then then changed by AI, and then it actually defined some new types of data based on what we have. So this is connecting to some, for example, some delivery type class, and then we have some methods here that they look hard to say actually, because this is not very obvious what we are doing here. Okay, so custom deliveries count. Okay, so we just calculate total orders, how many orders. Seems actually quite simple, to be honest. So maybe it's not that bad. So we are actually looking for this method, and then it does something. Sorry, something inside of it. I think it looks serviceable. I would have to look closer into it, but I don't want this part to take too much time. And also, as I'm saying, like, my Django knowledge is okay, but it's not great, not the greatest. So let's just I will not try to be bullshitting here that, oh, this is great, this is definitely good or bad. It looks correct to me, and it looks close to what I wrote initially based on their documentation. So let's just stay on that. I think another important part in Django is views. So these are things that you connect to. So these are your URLs in your API. And here I can see that we are importing quite a lot of stuff from Django. Maybe that's good. That's hard to say. A lot of it was actually written by my AI agent. So, and I actually don't really know exactly what's happening here. So I would have to read a lot more into this to actually see what's going on. And then there's a view. Okay, base set view is automatically filters by company and assign company on a create. Super users can see all records. Okay, so there are some methods here on this class, and doing stuff. I would have to probably read closer that part. Perform create. Okay, get query set. Get the base query set. I don't really know what this is doing. Should I be worried? I don't know. Maybe I should be worried, because this is something that I'm shipping to clients. So maybe I should actually spend a bit more time to read this code better and understand it better. So maybe that's actually something that I should spend in my free time. Custom pagination. Okay, so we've got max page size. So we've got some paginations there. Looks okay. Default size, max page size. Okay, hard to say to me, like, if this is great or not. Like, I must say, like, the next part when I will be reviewing my backend, it will be actually my front end will be actually easier for me. And URLs, there is quite a lot of stuff that was already written by me earlier. And for example, some of those routes, I think they're called routes here as well. Some of the routes, like products, users, companies, statuses. I think not payments, certainly not payments, deliveries. That was actually written by me initially. So this is something that Django does pretty nicely. It defines like multiple types of routes, and then you can do like get, put, post to that endpoint. It will create multiple endpoints for the same type. So you don't have to define specifically get endpoint and put endpoint and delete endpoint. It does quite a lot in the background magically, and knows what to do more or less with just based on that stuff. So we have some views here specified. As I'm saying, like, I'm not really greatest in Django. I think it looks actually, so some of it was written by me initially, and then AI has expanded it. Quite a lot of this stuff was written by AI. So all the auth was done by AI. And I think, like, because it was tested, I've actually had somebody testing it for me. He couldn't really break into my backend. He couldn't really break to my backend. He just found a couple of small vulnerabilities that someone could actually spam my endpoint. So that was something that I would have to add into my backend. But yeah, those are all of my endpoints that I have now, and most of it was actually defined by AI. I've mostly used in my journey over that 4 months of building this project. You can see that I have Raptor Mini. I was actually using it quite recently, not much for this project. I used quite a lot of Cloud Sonnet, And I used quite a lot of Grok code as well. And I think it's some Gemini, I don't know. I never know how to say that. So I would actually jump between a bunch of those, 2 or 3 of them. Not much GPT. For some reason, I don't like them too much. Let's just go give Claude for the future. Use Claude for the future. So views, this I don't know what's happening here. This is just like some classes for subscriptions. That's something that I totally had nothing to do with. So this is something that my AI did. I think I did some initial filters. I think I had some filtering initially set up, but it was very heavily, it was written slightly by me, and then like AI has expanded on it. So there's quite a lot of stuff that I'm not really familiar with, but it seems to be working. So, all the testing that I done on it looks correct. Let's go to the front end now. I think the front end, I will be a bit more, yeah, hello, good to see you. Good to see you again. So let's see my front end, and our entry to the front end project. So the front end, just as a reminder, it's a React project with, I don't really think like I have any main state management. So there's no like a global state management library. Maybe it's a mistake, I don't know. I think it works fine without it. I have a Tailwind as a library. As a library for styling, and there is shadcn as a components that are actually used throughout the app, and some additional crap from AI and from me as well that is using some of it. So like this is my entry to the project, main TSX, and we are providing some navigation provider, so some auth provider or authentication provider, and the app is actually then entered into it. So the app is like, as this is actually something that is putting my project into the DOM, the most important here, I think, it's app TSX. So let's see actually this one. So we can see that we are importing quite a lot of components from all over the place, and some methods, or some functions from other places, some alpha functions, but then lots of different components. Lots of different components. So this is my router actually for the app. So let's just go on and see how good it is. So we've got some sort of handle path-based request password URL. Basically, like, yeah, so this is some sort of a redirect on the password, if you are, so reset password. So I'm guessing we are checking some sort of route. This was AI, and I have nothing to do with it. I had nothing. I asked AI to rewrite it because I was like, the interesting thing, like I was initially using React Router, and it was working quite nicely. I really I like React Router. I'm very, very familiar with it. I've been working with it for many years. And then later, what I did was, sorry, let me just run this project. So if I need to show something, I can. pnpm. Oh, no, this is cd web. pm dev, and then unfortunately I will have to leave in like 20 minutes, so like I will this is a short one today, at least for now. We'll have another session in the evening. Make sure to subscribe. I forgot to actually put my sub count to remind people to do that. Nice. Okay, it's 1034. So make sure to subscribe. There is a Discord as well. You can join, where we are working on some projects. Check that out. Oh, when I was showing my agents, I think I was hiding. I was covering them. So we've got some login. So basically, like this routing, it's a kind of custom routing that I ask AI to write for me, and it's not the prettiest thing. And as what I will show you in a minute is the ugliest thing. I think one of the ugliest things in my entire project. So be mind of it, So what you will see now, it's AI magic, So this is okay, we are checking this route, but like look at this beauty. What a solution we have here. So we are just checking, we are using ternary operators in JavaScript, and then we are checking like each one of them. If it's an empty, then or if it's a page deliveries page. Yeah, beautiful. It's a beautiful solution. And then if it's a product detail, then product details page. So, this is kind of standard I mean, standard. It's not actually standard. This is like how if I was writing it badly in JavaScript, this is how I would write it. Sorry for that. But I just allowed my AI to do it for me, and this is how it looks now. You know, when you just give away something to AI, it might actually create this kind of solution. So it's absolutely ugly. I think this is the bad. The worst thing that I can show in my project, or one of the worst things I can show in my project, is how this routing is written, but it's working. So that's one unfortunate thing, and I don't know if I should even change it, to be honest. Maybe I should try again on React router, Tanstack router, or just like something like that. But the worry is that I will spend on it a couple of days, and then I might not achieve anything, because initially I had some problems with my render.com. This is a place where I'm hosting, like it's a hosting provider for this app, and I had to rewrite it because I couldn't really figure it out. And I was reading the documentation, I was checking like everything. I couldn't get my routing work. So sometimes when you would go to a route, it would show you empty page, like 404. So I don't want to have a page where customer cannot access on redirect. This would be very bad. Welcome, guys. Good to see you. I've got like a big number today. Make sure to subscribe and join the Discord if you want. And okay, so this is, as I said, this is the most horrible part of my app, but I have to live with this. You know, this is something that I asked my AI to do. It did it. It did it its own way. I might actually rewrite it into just normal if-else statements. I think it would be more readable and prettier. But yeah, we can see that it's a beautiful one. It's a beauty. Okay, so let's just go into other components and see like some. So we've got some. Let's say this is a standard, something standard that we brought from ShadCN. This is the most basic component in every project, which is a button. You know, so we have a button that is defined. I like that. We have some variants of the button, quite many. I don't know, actually, I don't even know if it's from ShadCN or if it's something that project has defined for me. But we've got some that AI has added to me, but this is something we are not sure. I mean, we are not sure. This might have been actually initially from ShadCN and Tailwind, but then AI has added some stuff. And here we've got some standard ShadCN solutions. This is how ShadCN code looks. So if you don't like it, you don't use ShadCN. I personally don't really love it, but because I've actually used to initially on this project, I used Figma AI, and this is the type of code you are getting from Figma AI. It's quite standard. Many people love it. I don't. So you have to judge it yourself. If you like this kind of layout, or this kind of setup or not, this is up to you. Let's just check like, oh, we've got this Kanban board, which is one of the standard components from AI. This is something that I kept on asking things to be added to this Kanban board. And this is something that AI wrote 100%. So there's nothing I have actually here written by me. There are some components I could show that I wrote initially, and then I asked AI to incrementally add to them. And there's stuff that, as you can see, like there is this stuff that was 100% written by AI. So let's just go on. I can see that there's not that much imported, which is a good sign. You know, we didn't cram so much stuff into it. Some icons here and some couple of components, input, button, badge. You know, looks good, looks okay. We have some specified interfaces here. They doesn't look too scary, I must say. So we are using navigate and we are importing some translations. That's kind of standard React. Then we have, I think this is on a larger side, how many use statements we are including here. Good, but I don't know. Just you judge for yourself. So let's see how we have them. You know, so we've got some statuses, we've got some deliveries, which are actually important part. All products. This is okay. So there's some loading state. I think those three could be in one one object, maybe not. Dragged. Okay, and we have quite a lot about drag, because you can drag and drop things in Kanban board, as in every Kanban boards there are. So there's quite a lot of state for dragging things. I mean, three items for states, and some filters. Okay, it doesn't look too scary, but maybe there's a bit more than should be done here. And then we are starting. So, here we have some use effect that is called add the initiation of the element, and we are fetching Kanban data. That's standard React. It's not the prettiest, I think. Like this could be done better with some state management or something library. And for example, with React Saga, am I Saga? No, probably not Saga. Sorry, I'm okay. I didn't. I'm blanking out now. Maybe later when I will be editing this video, I will add it to the bottom. But yeah. Oh, I will not be editing this video because I forgot to record. So yeah, we've got some standard settings here, and this is for filtering. So we are asking this for this, we are sending this to filter our data correctly. Hi there, Mohammed. Sorry, I can't really talk too much because I will have to finish this video soon, and then I will have to move on and go to the dentist and to the car mechanic. I've got a couple of things, and I'm going with my family. Okay, so we've got some products, fetched products, array is array. So we are checking if it's which type of data. If it's an array here. Okay, so this is mainly to check if what came back from the backend. If this type of data came back from the backend, if it's an array type, just take this. But this, I'm guessing, this is something that my AI implemented as a fix to some error that I had. Whoa, hello guys, there's quite a lot of you. This is my record. This is 22 is the most I had in one concurrent viewer. Make sure to subscribe. Join the Discord if you wanna maybe collaborate on some projects. Unfortunately, this is a short one today, but happily there is many people. And there is a deliveries response. So we've got a bunch of actually calls here that are called in this is this component. So we are initially calling this data. We are getting this stuff, then we add it to the state, then we are getting this stuff from the backend and adding to the state, then this deliveries and doing some sort of processing. This is obviously AI actually. I can't really claim this to be me. It's probably correct because it's working, but on the other hand, is it the most efficient? I can't say now, I would have to really read deeply into that. But like for me, there is quite a lot of logic in this fetch. I think there's a bit too much, at least at the first sight, So is this a good quality? You judge it, but in my opinion, it's not the prettiest thing. So this is something I have to accept in my app because I just gave it to my AI agents to vibe code, and I vibe coded it. And oh, I forgot to actually define what vibe coding is, in my opinion. You can have your definition yourself, but for me, it's when you are actually when you are using your AI agent, you just give it some sort of command to do something, and then you are not really looking at what's the output. You are just accepting the output as it is. So it will create some sort of code. Great. You are happy with that code, you just keep on going. You just, go to the next task. You don't look at the code, you don't really judge the quality, you are just vibing and going on. And I don't know, like, is this a greatest way? I think, like, based on that project, I think it's acceptable for me. Maybe conclusions later, but I think it's acceptable, but maybe not the prettiest. So let's go on through this Kanban board. I think that we can see that this is just like we are calling multiple things here, one after other, and then assigning them to the state. I think it's not really good quality of this method. Okay, let's go to the other one. So get deliveries for status. I can't really think what's it doing. So basically, like when we go to my page, and it's locally this one. Don't use my password, please. It's just for this for local testing. Oh, login failed. Is the backend? Okay, sorry, the backend is not running. Backend and Python manage py run servers. That's how you run my backend. This is my front end. Localhost 3000, localhost 8000 or something. They're connected. Everything works beautifully here. Let's just log in again. I think now it should be working. So now we have this Kanban board, you know. So this is in Polish because my app is actually recognizing your language of your browser, and then it's doing that. So like we were having lots of drag states in our app, and this is how it's actually working. And then what was I reviewing? Get deliveries for status. I actually don't know what this method is doing. Sorry, what this function, it's not method. Methods are within the class. What this function is doing, and maybe I should be okay. Get deliveries for status. Don't know, actually. Filters provider. Looks like, I don't know, I can't really guess now. You know, I would have to maybe ask my AI or just to read my code and see what's happening there. And handle drag state. So we are here checking, you know, we have some function that gets something in the state. So this is with the drag states, they're not really easy to write, you know. So this is for me, even when I actually in the past, when I had to write that kind of stuff, it would take me days, you know. I managed to implement it within half of a day, you know. And if I was doing it myself, probably to get to the same stage, I would have to probably spend 3 or 4 days more, you know, or like, you know, 3 or 4 times more. This is the hardest stuff for me, you know. So when we have like tables, that's an easy stuff for me. I can do it, you know, easily. But then that kind of interactions where you have to drag and drop stuff and things, this is hard, and probably for everyone. And that's that, and as well for AI, which is why, you know, this code is hard to read maybe. So we've got some handle, like this is maybe even standard, you know. So you start dragging, you end dragging. So there are those functions that calculate something and change something on the in it. Drag over. So we are probably this is the kind of state here. Yes. So if we are dragging over something, we are handling that. Yeah, I don't know. Like this doesn't look too pretty. I don't know if we obviously need to prevent default. Okay, stop propagation. So propagation is like when you have different layers, and it has to check, like it has to decide which layer you are actually dragging or which layer you're interacting with. Handle drop. It's some sort of method, function that for handling drop, as we see, and it's in my opinion, it's probably calling lots of those functions now. Yes. In different states. This is a long as function. Yeah, so this is managing a lot of you know, logic here. So that's you know, it's a big and fun yarn. I will answer your question later. CB room, what am I building? I will answer that later because I just want to finish that stuff. So the answers will be later. Feel free to subscribe and join my Discord. Some landing states. So this is for landing page. That's fine. You know, this is how I would do it probably. Maybe I would have a component here for landing component that I would be reusing everywhere. That's not really the tightest, I guess, but it's fine. Statuses, if there are no statuses, show some sort of message. I would move it to other component. The AI just did it that way. It's fine, it's workable, but maybe not the best. And this is actually the kind of funny part. If you ever worked with Tailwind, we've got some Tailwind classes here, and we've got some inline styles, and that's obviously almost a crime for some developers, some front-end developers, to mix that and this. The reason why we have it here is because there is the project that I got from Figma AI or something was using Tailwind, but I don't think it's actually correctly set up or something. You know, there is something wrong with that with the setup, and some of the layout styles wouldn't be applied. So then I would have to ask my AI if you implemented that and it's not working, use it with inline styles. Is it good? No, it's actually a bad way of writing front-end, but you know, this is how my vibe coded. This is the effect of my vibe coding. I have to accept that, I think. REST looks cool. But if we look at this component, yes, I know it's a complex component, but we have 500 lines. Usually when I would be writing that, I would probably try to limit it to much less of that. My components are much shorter usually. Yeah, I can see here that there's some drama in the other room. My daughter is not the happy bunny today, but we have to, it's not as bad as my AI, I guess. Okay, so I feel like it's serviceable, like this stuff is serviceable. Although, like, okay, this is hard coded. I will have to review that, make sure that everything that is, because I have translations in my files, and I think we even brought some translations. Yes, we have translations here. So the question is why my AI didn't apply any translations, or some translations, because here we have a translation here as well, but then I can see that this is done twice, is it? Looks very similar. This looks like some sort of repetition. This obviously, normally this would be like I would expand it into different component, but this is repeated. Yes, I think we have it twice. The question is why, maybe, obviously there is different logic for both of them, but that could be handled. So, but most of it is, or some of it is same. Yeah, it's very, very curious, I guess. It's something that we would have to think about to see if it's something that we want to accept in our project. Okay, is there anything else that I would be worried about? I personally think that this is serviceable product. This is icon actually, so I don't have to check that. Some button. Yeah, some of it is serviceable. I think I'm actually okay to ship it to customers now, but there might be some things that I might actually look into. Let's see one more, and then, reports. What's with the reports? Why is it all commented out? Are we not using reports? Oh, reports. Oh, because we got reports version 2. That's it's funny. So we've got reports page and reports. Okay, and it's importing reports. So I think those two might not work even, because we are probably using reports version 2. And I've seen this reports version 2 used a couple of times. I don't know why it's this way. It's obviously, I can blame it on AI, because I would never write that kind of stuff. And we've got some presets here for report, for initial data for the report, and some month label, format month label. Okay, so we've got some formatting for label of month. I don't know. This could be like some sort of utility that should be reused throughout the application. I'm guessing that we are in my app here, we are redefining month many times within the component, and probably that's the biggest crime that AI vibe coding might cause to your project. Not reusing components, that's something, because AI has very small scope where it can focus on. It can the context is very small. It's not as big as you have as a developer. So it's actually looking, you ask it to format some data. It's not going to look through entire project. Is there like a utility for formatting data, or it will not think that will we reuse it later? So should we actually expand it into some sort of like a utility function? But it will just create it here within this component and just gonna use it for this component. Or maybe it might even redefine it twice or 3 times in the same component, depending how long they are. So this is something that you, as a developer, you would never do yourself. Probably you would not have like format, or you would avoid using that. It's not like I've probably done it sometimes, where I would define some formatter twice or 3 times, but then like later I would maybe spot it, and then I would refactor it later. So this is something that you will get many times, So some sort of formatting, you would have a formatter function that would actually handle all the formatting for all the components. And here we have something custom for this component, and then we gonna have some other formatting later, some other formatting in different components, and it will not be consistent. We've got some percentage bars. So this is basically, we have reports that show how things work, how many things were delivered in different months, so you can compare, December to March, and so there are those progress bars that actually showing you how much stuff was changed, what's the change between months and stuff like that. Yeah, and some, okay, so this is what? I don't even know. Percentage bar. Okay, so we've got some component percentage bar, which is included in this file. Not the best design. and then the actual file is starting, and we can already see that there's quite a lot of state variables, and like we've got month 1, month 2, month 3. That doesn't really need to be separate state variables. Maybe that could be in one as an array or something, or as an object. This looks funny. And state date, start date, like this already looks too much for me, you know. I would not use so many use states, but this is actually something, this is almost meme now in terms of vibe coding. You know, when you're vibe coding in React, you get lots of use state definitions. And then, you know, we initialize component, and we're gonna set up, you know, why we are doing it here. I don't really know. Doesn't really look correct. We've got some months. I don't know, today. We check what's the date today. I'm not gonna be judging that for sure, because it's, you know, okay, I don't know what's actually months. So we've got 24 months somehow. This is funny, actually. This looks funny. Yeah, okay, and then we fetch some months. We've got some function here, which is obviously called here again, and then this looks way more complicated than I would do it for sure, you know. So this doesn't really doesn't look very good. I think I might actually come back here and refactor this. And then we are calling something here on tab change. So we are calling reports, deliveries. Don't know actually. Fetch custom. Don't know what's custom actually. Do I remember what's custom? Maybe custom dates or something. Oh, custom dates here. We've got some sort of functionality for that. And some translations, some locales, so different translations. This is a long ass component, as we can see. And like, I don't know if I want to go all the way to the bottom, but my suspicion is there's quite a lot of repetition here. So even in the shorter component earlier, we had quite a lot of repetition. This one is more. So there will be a lot of repetition. There will be lots of places where we could use a component, React component, to specify some state, but we are not doing that. I think it looks a bit funny, in my opinion. But for now, I think like I will have to accept it. Unfortunately, I have to go to a car mechanic, and then I will have a tooth extracted, which was a problematic for me over the last few days. And so not the happiest time for me. In the evening, I'm doing Google interview, which I'm not very well prepared, I must say. I kind of suck at those like algorithms and data types stuff, because I don't use them that much, you know. They're not that necessary, in my opinion, in front end. So I don't use them. I feel unprepared. I will go there. I will let you know later how it went. I might actually do some video to explain like actually what was the questions, why, you know, how I did it. Maybe if I do right, you know, I'll tell you the right solution. If I do horrible, I will give you my solution, and I'll try to actually bring it back. So like, make sure to subscribe. I will be actually talking about these interviews. If you're interested in job interviews, I might actually be talking about my Google story. This is the longest process of an interview I ever had in my life, because it started somewhere in like December and it could just keeps on going. So I hope it's gonna finish today with some sort of result. Good, bad, we'll see. Probably bad, as I'm saying, I'm not very well prepared. So we'll see. But like I already had one technical interview with Google, and I was actually surprised because it went better than I was expecting. So I don't know, we'll see. This one is in person in the office, so I will at least see the Google office. I will grab their coffee and see how good it is there. But yeah, this is, unfortunately, I will not go deeper into this component. It looks scary in some places, you know. I don't know why we are doing this, but it looks kind of scary, but I will have to actually leave it. Thanks for joining, guys. Oh, let me just answer. What are you building? This is a thing called Planero. You can actually go to play with Planero. If you go to Planero Online, you can sign up for free here. You can sign up for free and just, you know, test my app, play with it, break it. I don't know, whatever you want to do with it. This is a delivery app, and if you watch this video, it will explain everything. Sorry, I can't do more now. because I have to go. And what other questions? No. So yeah, I'll be back maybe today later. Maybe I will after the Google interview, or maybe before. We will see. Thanks guys for coming. That was like the most popular podcast I had, and it's so short. Unfortunately, I couldn't stay longer with you, and I really enjoyed it. I really, yeah, I had fun. So thanks guys for coming. Have a nice day. Good luck with your projects, with your vibe coding. I hope you actually learned something here. I learned a lot about my code base. I think there are a couple of things I will have to look into closer and see if I'm really happy with what my AI did. But yeah, this is the effect. I think it's good. If the effect is good. This is workable. This is service, like this is working correct. The way, you know, sometimes it's correctly, it's as I would implement it. In many places I would improve it a lot, you know, or I would change a lot, but in other hand it's working. So you judge it how you like it. Thanks for joining me. Subscribe, you know, do the Discord stuff, like, comment, and all the other stuff. See you around. See you next time. And stream. Yes.